So there are a lot of people anxiously awaiting the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. And how can you blame them? Except here's the catch. What's really going to be different the next day? Nothing. Just because you put a new calendar on your wall doesn't mean that the whole world restarts. 2020 and all the problems that came with it are gone and everything is back to normal, whatever that means. Now, last week, I asked you to keep going. I asked you to keep working. Your competitors are going to want to take the time off. They're going to want to put their feet up and just ride 2020 out because 2021 is going to be so much better, right? And I said that with a little bit of anxiety because I didn't want you to think that I was just one of these people saying, work, 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 get after it, grind, there is no Q5. Well, you've heard all of those things before. Leave it all out on the table before 12:31. Well, that's kind of it, but not really. Look, I'm not a fan of working for the sake of working, but I am a fan of competitive advantages. And if I know that my competition is going to be doing something or not doing something, I'm going to try to do the opposite of that. I want you to be different from your competitors because if you cannot differentiate, you cannot sell. You've heard me say that before. You'll hear me say it again. So this is what I want you to do differently. I want you to see that they may be riding out the rest of this year because they can't wait for that fresh calendar page. And you may see that they're really taking their customer interactions with a grain of salt. They're thanking them. They're being kind. They're being gracious, but they're really not taking advantage of any opportunities to move the ball forward. You can be different. You can take advantage of those times when you get in front of those customers, when you thank them for the work that you do with them. Maybe you can ask them a few questions. Maybe instead of just reaching out and thanking them, you ask them what is the biggest, most unexpected impact you've had on their business this year. Maybe you can take that, you can take the lessons that you're learning from those interviews, and I promise you will be surprised by a couple of those responses, and you can turn them into different questions that you can use for discovery going on into the future. Maybe you can decide to take some of this downtime and investigate some new means of prospecting. I'm playing around with direct mail. I'm not joking. The real mail that we get in the mailbox anymore is it's few and far between. So you can stand out in a way that others aren't. Maybe you can use video to prospect or video to reconnect with some of these customers that you haven't in a while. It works in more ways than you think. Maybe those new ways, maybe those ways that you kind of are a little off center, a little off balance with your prospecting, maybe that makes it a little more fun. And when you have more fun with your prospects, they know that it will be more fun to work with you. Look, these are advantages. These are advantages that don't come along all the time, and they only come along when you're willing to pay attention to them and act on them. So what's going to be different about 2021? Hopefully it's you.